How's it going, everybody? Pat here. With the holidays out of the way, we can get back to doing what we truly love, and that's buying things for ourselves and taking forever to put our Christmas trees and decorations away. With that being said, though, I want to take a second to thank Toxic Threads for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. Toxic Threads is a punk and emo streetwear brand located in Seattle, Washington. Toxic Threads is run by a dynamic two-person team. Creator, designer, owner, and CEO Styles, and designer, artist, and media manager Pine Desart Bricken. They design and produce all their clothes and art by hand in their shop, located in the Pacific Place Mall, including their staple skull print items, as well as custom one-of-a-kind pieces. Check them out at www.toxicthreads.com. That's with a Z at the end. So www.toxicthreadz.com. And follow them on their Instagram and TikTok at Toxic Threads with a Z again, at TOXICTHREADZ_. And hey, while you're sitting there on your phone following them on their Instagram, shoot them a message and mention that you heard about them on this podcast for 20% off your order. Thank you so much again to Toxic Threads for sponsoring this portion of today's episode. Now let's get into season 3, baby. It's going to be a wild year. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go, a podcast about life in the music industry. It's crazy to think this is episode 1 of season 3. This is wild. And with that, I'd like to introduce my new co-host, Matt Reed. It's not Matt Reeves, everybody. I know everybody keeps thinking it, but it's Matt Reed.
I don't know if everybody keeps thinking it, but I'm glad we got this control. Yes, thank you. Welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Reed with a D.
I want to let everybody know that, and realistically, it's just me. It's just me that keeps wanting to call him Matt Reeves, because as we were talking about earlier, I believe it is because I keep thinking of like Christopher Reeve, and Matt is my Superman. So, with that, today we've got Chicago pop punk band Action Adventure on the show. We got Brompton and Oren. Welcome.
What's going on?
How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Doing good. Doing all right.
Heck yeah. So you guys just recently released your brand new album, Imposter Syndrome. Can you tell us a little about how the writing and recording process went for that record?
Yeah, the writing process was a little bit different than what we're used to, because the record was pretty much written almost entirely over COVID, with the exception of a couple of the songs, which were actually written before Pulling Focus was even recorded. But yeah, a lot of this was written remotely. So it was a lot of us, writing things down and doing demos and pre-production and kind of sending it back and forth. And trying to recreate what we normally all do in a room, all 5 of us sitting together. So it was, it was a little bit of a challenge, but and it sucked. It sucked, but I mean, we got through it, so that's cool.
You're one of a number of amazing bands in helping lead the way representation of inclusivity in the alternative music scene. I know you have, even on your Instagram profile, hashtag Pump Pucking Color. Could you kind of talk to us about what that means to you, and explain the importance of that in your words?
I think that growing up in the scene was a little bit different for us. We would go to shows, and I was lucky enough, like, I've been friends with Oren and Adrian since we were in high school, so we always had each other at shows and stuff, but there really weren't very many people attending shows or performing at shows who we could really relate to, from a racial or like ethnic standpoint, from from that background. So it was one of those things where, like, it's not just like, oh, all Black people have to listen to rap all the time or whatever. And that, don't get me wrong, I love rap and hip hop and R&B and blues and all kinds of other things. But
Hell
like,
yeah.
you know, I also am like a huge scene kid at heart. Like I love metalcore and like pop punk and stuff. So, and we all do. So
Right.
it's it's just really important. Hopefully, we can help show like future generations like to listen to whatever you want. The scene should be inclusive. Everyone belongs here.
Love
Hell
it.
yeah. That's in music, it's not meant I guess I think anybody should be able to enjoy music, whatever kind of music you want to enjoy. So it's really great seeing what you guys have been out there doing, and like Meet Me at the Altar, Magnolia Park, and a whole bunch of other really great bands.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, like just you guys are killing it out there, so it's really awesome. um
Thanks.
So one of the things I had saw is you guys had the opportunity of playing one of, if not our music scene's greatest festivals of all time, Warp Tour, back in 2018. What was that experience like? Did you guys get to play the whole festival, or the whole tour, or just one off date?
Yeah, I mean, Warp Tour, we didn't play the whole tour. We actually got, was it? It wasn't a contest. We were like selected, right, Bronson?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I don't even remember what it
It was
was
like
through.
some type of draw, uh,
We-
and we got picked. One of two local bands from Chicago to play the final Warp Tour, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was only the one Chicago date.
Okay.
Yeah, but it still felt amazing to be able to play alongside like obviously a lot of our favorite bands, and get to experience the last Warp Tour, the
Right.
last full run of Warp Tour playing it. We kind of like wrote it off as a thing that we were just never going to be able to do because it was over. And
Right.
I think, when was it that we heard like,
it was literally like 4 or 5 weeks prior
yeah,
to
yeah,
the date.
yeah.
Like
So like the whole time, they announced like the year before that it was going to be the last one, and then we're like, oh man, this sucks. We're never going to play it.
Right.
And then weeks beforehand, they're like, oh, just kidding, you guys are playing it.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah. So
exciting.
that was nice.
Did you guys get to partake in like any like the barbecue and stuff at the end of the night? Did you guys do any of that stuff?
no, we didn't get any catering or anything. We did get like we could go side stage for whoever we wanted, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, but we weren't able to, like, they didn't give us catering or anything.
Oh, for sure. I was just saying at the end of the night, at least what they used to do, but at the end of the night, they usually had like a big party and like barbecue and stuff, and everyone that was there was usually invited to go. Those were always a good time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Hey, Oren,
Oh,
didn't you have to leave, or you had a wedding to go to?
I did have a wedding to go to. Yeah.
You left
Oh man.
like an
I left
hour
maybe like
after we
an hour
played.
and a half or after we played. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
man. Did you go see anyone, who'd you see side stage?
I went. So actually, our set overlapped with Every Time I Die, and I was like, no. So
No.
as soon as we were done, I one of our buddies was helping us doing merch, and I was like, yo, I have to go. Like, I need to go right now. And I like literally like I threw in my guitar and like I just like grabbed my pedals and I just like put them behind our merch table, and then I was gone. And then so like I checked that out. I saw Sharptooth,
Okay.
who's our friends in Sharptooth, so that was cool getting to see them play like the main stage of Warped Tour
Hell
from
yeah.
like side stage with them. So that was awesome. Um, who else did I see? I feel like I saw like Necro God. Oh, I saw Knocked Loose, and
Oh,
that
fuck
was that was one of like the craziest things because it was just a sea of people, like just like a huge like
Hell yeah.
festival crowd,
Right.
and it was just like back when uh this is still, yeah, they were still on laugh tracks at that point. It was like they were really on like the incline, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy that this
Yeah.
band is this big now. It was nuts. So that was cool.
That's rad. I think one of the most insane bands I ever saw side stage at Warped Tour was the Acacia Strain. They were nuts, and in that entire Warped Tour, they were just crazy. I remember they at the very last show of the tour, they they didn't. So I was talking to them afterwards, and they were like, they didn't think anybody was going to do it, but they had told the crowd to destroy the porta potties, and and they did, and
Oh,
so
no.
Vincent was just like turned around, I was like, shit. It was it was a moment. I was watching and I was like, I gotta go now. But those guys put on a good show. They're real fun. um so you guys have stated that TikTok had a big part in helping your band grow. We've talked about this a lot on our show. Do you guys feel that TikTok is one of the most useful tools that a band can use in their growth arsenal?
I would probably say yes. I mean, we've seen it. It's been proven a few times now with bands even in our scene that TikTok can be distracting. I know. Sorry. That TikTok can be a really useful tool for getting that momentum started.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's not sustainable push if you know don't grab it and do something with it, because who knows if you're gonna go viral again, you know.
Right.
So yeah, essentially we got that like huge amount of views on that on barricades, and we took it and ran with it, and Blake did a really good job of putting together a lot of social media content that went along with that. You know, we had a fairly good plan for rollout for the Pulling Focus EP, and all those things kind of aligned to help us get, you know, more attention than we would have if we didn't have that viral TikTok.
Absolutely. I think I definitely agree that TikTok is an incredibly useful tool. I think the only thing that I try when I'm talking to bands and stuff is don't put all of your eggs in one basket though. Like definitely use it as a tool, but use it as one of your tools. TikTok is not a surefire way for not everybody is going to go viral, you know. So, but but if it does, it goes, and it's really helpful.
I feel like you kind of have to use like an entire arsenal of like all of the social
Yeah.
media apps. Like you have to
Mhm.
be active pretty much like everywhere.
Everywhere.
You really do, because if you're not active everywhere, you know, you're gonna miss some opportunity somewhere along the line. You kind of have to seize as many opportunities as you can, because oversaturation is such a like a big thing. The ability to, you know, record an EP on a laptop and MIDI some drums out and like make it relatively, you know, commercially acceptable is awesome.
Mhm.
But also at the same time, it like really oversaturates the industry. So it's, you know, you really have to make sure that you stand out, like, you know, against the masses. And then you also to make sure that any opportunity you have, you know, within reason, that you're able to seize it when it comes to you.
Absolutely. And you know, it's a lot of people may think that it's, I would say, like, they don't want to post the same thing on all social media platforms, thinking that like the same person's going to see it on everything and get annoyed. It's like the realism of that is pretty slim. Most likely you'll catch, you know, 5 to 50 people on one, you know, and it each so many different people use different social medias. Like some people are Facebook people, some people are Instagram people, some people are Twitter people. You know, if you don't utilize all of them, you're going to miss a big chunk of people. But with that being said, that also is very time consuming and very difficult to accomplish unless you're working as a team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, social media is definitely one of the challenges we have as a band. But I was going to mention you said posting the same thing on multiple social media outlets, which makes perfect sense. It just made me think about the fact that TikTok is kind of built to do that just all on one social media,
Right.
because people constantly, their video doesn't go the way that they wanted it to, or they didn't post it at the right time, wrong
Yep.
hashtags, maybe a little bit too long. So they
Mhm.
make like one little tiny shift to it and they post it again. And then,
Right.
the last 10 videos in their inventory is the same video.
It's all the same. It's like it's all like, especially for bands, it's all singing the same line of a song, just in a different place,
Exactly.
a different part of your house.
Exactly. And one of them might take off. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But if you don't keep pushing at it, TikTok is such a weird beast. It's one of those that to where it almost doesn't matter if you make the same video over and over, because most people don't look at like their following page, they just watch their For You page. So
Exactly.
if it doesn't pop up onto your For You page, they're not going to see it. So
Yep.
that I think is the weirdest thing about TikTok. Like, you could be following thousands of people, but you'll never go look.
Right.
Matt, you want to take this next question?
Yeah. So while we were researching to find about your band and your history, we came across that you actually started in high school as a Senses Fail cover band. Could you tell us kind of what it's like to be on a label now with Senses Fail?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's
What?
pretty wild. We haven't had any interaction with them.
Yeah.
So Pure Noise is a relatively large independent label, and
Right.
Sure.
we're still a baby band, and they probably don't know who the fuck we are, and it doesn't matter. But it's cool. It's pretty cool to be like, wow, dude, we started out playing your songs, and now
Mhm.
we're getting recognized for playing our songs because we learned how to play music together playing your songs. And that's pretty crazy.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
What'd you guys call yourselves?
The old band was called Covilla, Covilla. It's horrible. It's horrible.
It's not that bad. I wouldn't say it's that bad. I mean,
Aw.
I have heard worse band names.
I've had worse band names.
For sure.
Matt has had worse
I
band
have.
names. So have I. To be fair, so have I, for sure. I once named like a little solo project of mine Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. So I thought it was great at the time, but
If it was like a hardcore band, that would have been sick.
it was not. It was not. It was like, I don't know how to play my instrument, but I have an acoustic guitar.
Got it.
So that's what that project was. Yeah, and I think I still have it on a burnt CD somewhere. I'm gonna have to
bring
pull
that
it
back.
Yeah, I'll show it to you, Matt, sometime. I'll send it to you.
Good.
It's pretty rough. But you guys, you've been playing together since about 2014, released about 5 albums / EPs before the success of Pulling Focus. What would you say is your favorite song from those early days?
Oh wow, that's a
Got to
tough
reach
question.
back.
I mean, these are like songs that we haven't played in like literally years.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's okay.
What counts as early days, like pre-signing?
Like you mean like from the first like 3 EPs or like
Yeah, I mean, like your splits, any of that stuff.
oh shit, I forgot about the split.
We did our
So
research.
It's funny because we kind of still occasionally play out of nowhere. So yeah, I don't know why I forgot about it. Wow.
I mean, you got, the Rumble Pack, Trying to
You know
remember.
what? I think it's I Got a Monster in My Pocket for me, because that whole song is written from the perspective of Ash Ketchum,
Okay,
All right.
that's
and
awesome.
it's like just it's not. I mean, it's not necessarily the best song that we've
Doesn't
ever
matter.
written, but it was a fun, just kind of like experiment that we did.
I see, like a lot of the songs when I was looking, like I like when bands do fun like the old school like Fall Out Boy like song titles. Trying to remember like after 10,000 years I'm free, like off of the off of the Rumble Pack. I was like, yeah, that makes me want to check it out. But now I have to like actually listen to I've Got a Monster in My Pocket a little more closely, because that's such an awesome uh concept for a song.
Love
It
it.
was weird. It was weird for sure. It was
So
just kind of like I forgot. Like I don't know why, but it was like 2013 probably, and then I don't know what Pokemon game we were all like playing, but we were just like, what would it be like if a Pokemon trade, if Ash, like what would he write like a pop punk song about? And we just kind of did it.
it makes me think of like TikTok. I was watching, I was scrolling endlessly one day, and these two people like started doing like Pokemon in real life. Like they were just at, I think at Walmart or something, and they're like yelling at each other, fighting. They're like, "That's it!" Woo! And they threw a ball and like a Pokeball, and it pops open, and like another person like pops out like of a corner as a Pokemon, and they and the other person does it too, and then they like have their Pokemon like fighting each other. I just thought that was hilarious. Because all these people are just around, just terrified and shocked that this is happening. I love when
Oh,
people do
man.
those things.
So we want to go back a little further than even your EPs now. About when you guys first formed. We read somewhere that you found your lead singer by placing an ad on Craigslist
Mhm.
titled 20 somethings looking for a singer.
Yep.
That obviously worked, but did you guys get any other memorable responses from people that you're like,
Um, yeah, there were some bad ones. Um, so yeah, there were some bad ones. I don't know if I want to go into them, but there were definitely some interesting auditions
Sure.
for sure.
Did you get any people responding, not looking like just being weird and responding?
No,
All
no,
people
everyone
responded like appropriately.
everyone responded appropriately. There
Okay.
were just some people who the vibe was just like not on at all. It was like super weird. Um, and you know what? That's really Adrian's fault. Like who just that was pretty much the entirety of the ad.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get what you ask for, like
Exactly. We
I
really we absolutely lucked out with Blake. Like we didn't really I don't know how that worked out. It had to have been like Kismet or something. Like it was fate.
I,
It was absolutely fate.
I just wish I could have been on the wall when he came to you guys and was like, "No worries, I got this singer on
yo,
lock. Don't
I
worry."
got
I
this.
posted on Craigslist.
Yeah, that's actually what happened.
That's
He was
exactly
like
what it
giving
was.
us
We're like,
like
what?
He's like,
he was
trust
giving
me.
us like a lot of like detailed feedback about what Blake sent him.
We got one more question before we go to break and to our next segment. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you had known when you were first starting out, what would that be?
Sit down with all of your bandmates and specifically write a song that's less than 1 minute long that showcases everything about your project.
Dude, that's smart. Like
That-
when
I like that.
the fact that you guys did that was genius. Like I think that's so smart.
It was so Blake came to us with the like the concept. He's like, yo, let's write an elevator pitch. And we're like, yes, that is very smart. And I mean, like, we're we're a very democratic band. So when I tell you that it took us an unnecessary amount of time to write the song that became Barricades, given how few lyrics there are, how not technically difficult the song is in any way. Yeah, we really like obsess over the minutia when we end up sitting in a room and rap longer than
Oh,
I'd like to admit. But I love the song. It means a lot to us. Just one, because like it really helped, springboard our career, but also
mhm.
like the actual like concept of the song, like it wasn't just an attention grab. It was really like, how can we be as efficient as possible to bring, as many eyes and ears to something that is very important to us
Mhm.
as individuals. Um, and honestly, I mean, I can speak for all of us at this point. We're just like so glad that it worked
Yeah.
because, you know, if it didn't work, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, probably. We might not be where we are. And, we're pretty self aware of that. And we're like forever grateful that we were able to play into people's short attention spans.
And like I said, I mean it's genius, especially like right now where people's attention spans, I would very much say, are at an all-time low. uh
Yeah.
it's constant content, just slapping you in the face, just all day long. And if you can't catch their attention quickly, you're gonna lose them. And so the elevator pitch, as you called it, is fucking genius. Like, kudos.
I would also probably say like whatever you're gonna do, like do what it is that you actually want to do. So like typically when we write songs, it's a whole bunch of different parts that we're like, oh, I want to listen to this,
Mhm.
or I want to play this, and this is cool. And we like these things. It's very like we never are just like, okay, how can we just, what's gonna be something that everybody likes? Like obviously that's in the back of our mind, but like
Right.
at the end of the day, we're writing songs that we like and enjoy and believe in. And if you like something, chances are there's somebody else out there, or there's probably a shitload of people out there who also like that same thing, even if it's pretty niche. Um, it, you know, Write things that you want to write and that you want to play. There were a lot of times where we were just doing weird stuff, and it was just kind of like, why did we do that? Like I'm listening to like some old demos.
Sure.
I'm just like, what the hell? Why did we do that? Like I don't. This is not something that we would do, you know. So I don't know. Write and play music for yourself. It's not for other people, and it's awesome when other people can relate to it and when it does something positive for other people. But at the end of the day, every musician for the most part that's writing music to a certain degree is doing it as a form of release.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cathartic, so like do it for yourself first and stay true to that.
Absolutely. Warren, you got anything?
I think that was a pretty good sum up of any advice that I would give.
I mean, it's true though, because if the thing is if you're not, it's hard to get somebody to relate to you if you aren't being yourself. If you're trying to be someone else, somebody's not going to be able to relate to it as much because it's not sincere. That's, I mean, my thoughts anyway. And with that, we're gonna go to a quick break, and we'll be back. We'll be right back with our next segment.
Do you love music videos and miss when MTV, VH1, and Fuse all actually played music videos? Then join me, Gibby, as I host a super awesome music video show on Twitch every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Unsigned Pop Punk Twitch channel. We play the best videos from up-and-coming pop-punk, emo, alternative music in the scene, so join us every Thursday and find your new favorite band.
And we're back. Thanks so much, you guys, for hanging out with us and giving us your insight. Now we have a new segment we're going to do. We're going to be done with. We used to do obscure questions. I mean, these are obscure as well, but we always focused super hard on food for some reason, and most of the time it's because it is roughly around dinner time, and I'm big hungers. So we switched this up to a new segment called the Food for Thought segment. And we'll start this off. Matt, do you want to? You start off with the first question.
All right. So, since you're from Chicago, you're famous for two foods, big foods, which I'm sure you've been asked many times. Your Chicago deep dish and your Chicago hot dogs. What are your thoughts on them? Are they overrated? What do we think about those?
Where are you sitting?
So I'll start off with the Chicago hot dog. I think it's great. I think the elitism over the adding ketchup is like the cardinal
Stop
sin.
talking right now, Oren. You better stop talking right fucking
Probably.
Stop talking right now.
It's okay. I love the Chicago hot dog though, the way it is.
Ketchup doesn't belong on a fucking hot dog. I'm sorry. You can't put ketchup
I don't
on
put
a
it.
hot
I
dog.
don't put it on my hot dogs, but I'm not
I
gonna
know you don't.
crucify somebody for doing
So
it.
Yes,
So
yes,
thi-
absolutely. Nail him to a fucking wall.
This is my question. So like ketchup doesn't go on any hot dogs, like period, or just like Chicago style dogs?
I can accept someone else living their life and putting it on some disgusting other type of hot dog,
Okay.
but I would never.
Okay.
I would
'Cause
never.
All right.
I mean,
That's not to say
Minnesota.
that I don't like ketchup. Like I like ketchup. Although I would probably say that anytime I would eat ketchup, 99% of the time I would sub the ketchup for barbecue sauce.
Lost Brompton.
Yeah, he popped in there for a second. and then
Brompton, you
disappeared.
gone. He's back.
That was bad. Everything froze and I was like, oh my God.
I
no.
know. Really, he's gone.
But it was just perfect because it stopped on. I would sub it for barbecue sauce. It was just
Yeah.
a statement.
Yeah.
Usually, like you're dead set. That was it.
That's
Don't
it.
need me anymore. That's it.
Yeah, definitely barbecue sauce over ketchup. But
Okay.
Agreed.
we
What
don't
a-
really eat that much deep dish pizza in Chicago. That's like
Yeah.
a tourist thing. Like our regular pizza is hand tossed, and it's called tavern cut, and it's
Yeah.
it's cut into squares. That's what we normally eat.
Sure.
It's not that much thicker than like a New York piece of pizza.
Right.
Um,
So the Chicago deep dish is a lot more like the touristy sort of stuff.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. We actually just had Tim from Alistair on the show, and we had the same discussion. He was definitely going over the ketchup rule. You don't fuck with ketchup.
There are literally places that will not serve you. And then there's one place that the McDonald's next to it charges for ketchup packets because people would walk across the parking lot to the McDonald's because they're disgusting and get ketchup packets.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
real.
good on McDonald's,
Mhm.
Stick it to them. Get that ketchup out of here.
That tourist tax.
Get out of here, you tourist. Yeah, it's the tourist ketchup tax. So, as we were talking about, after discussing it so many times in our obscure question segment, there's no way we could just gloss over this with our first food for thought segment. Taco Bell is the number one thing that we have almost discussed in I would say at least 50%, if not more, of the episodes of Where Did All My Friends Go? So Taco Bell,
what is your go-to order?
Fuck.
So mine, it's relatively small, pretty tame. A Chipotle Ranch chicken burrito and a spicy potato soft taco, Baja
that's good.
Blast.
Mm.
It's like a $4 meal. You're set.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like the I like the cheesy beefy burrito with like the tortilla strips in it. It's also like $2. It's so solid. I'm also just a sucker for like just a regular hard shell taco.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Although I do find that like on their like looking at the menu, like they're just too fucking expensive for what they are at this point
Yeah.
compared to like a lot of they're like 160 something, and it's like I can get that burrito, which is way bigger and better for like $2. So for 40 cents more, I can get this whole ass burrito, or I can get this bullshit ass taco. Like, no, I'm not getting this
Sure.
taco. I'm gonna get the burrito.
It's true. I do have to say, like, their Doritos Locos taco is a game changer. Like it's so
I
good.
miss the Cool Ranch one, man.
I can't support that. That's like putting ketchup on a hot dog to me.
Oh, okay, that's
Ooh.
those are fighting words.
Oh
I'm gonna remember that, okay?
Yeah, I just
Unsigned pop punk guys, asshole.
those guys are assholes.
Those assholes from Minnesota.
No, I just don't like Cool Ranch. My son, that's like his fucking favorite, and I've never liked Cool Ranch. I don't know. I love ranch. It's not that Cool Ranch. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry,
Hey,
man.
to each his own. It's okay. If
Right.
you want to put trash in your body, that's fine.
I
wanna
mean,
put ketchup
we're
on your
talking
hot
about
dog,
putting
that's fine.
Taco Bell in all of our bodies right now. So
Yes.
They're gonna like announce a tour, and then there gonna be no Minnesota dates, and it's just gonna say, "Thanks, Pat."
No, thanks to
it.
Pat and his Cool Ranch trash talk. We're not coming to Minnesota
Ever.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm the worst.
I do also love nacho fries. Their nacho fries are
Dude.
really good.
Aren't those good?
Those
They're
are
very
delicious.
good fries.
Those are way better than they should be. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of illegal. Like there's got to be something.
And they
going on
keep
in there.
fucking taking them away and then putting them back and then taking them away and then bringing them back. At least we know we have the Mexican pizza back for good now. Thank you,
Oh, yeah.
Doja Cat. Thank you.
Thank you.
But
Matt was waiting in line
Oh my
day one
God.
for that Mexican pizza.
That's
that was
too.
my heart.
he sent me a picture. He was like, "I got it."
I got
Like,
it. I got it early because I was on the app. That
man,
pre-order.
dude, you got that pre-order? That's so great. I love that. I was gonna say, I remember at one of our episodes we had I used to have another co-host. His name was Bear. He once was telling us that he had like a $40 Taco Bell order, and it's not like one of those, oh, you just bought super expensive stuff. No, he just bought a shit ton of food. And he told me that
like
nuts.
for the band, like
It was
when
for
we
him
all
paying
get
it all.
Taco Bell, it's typically under $40.
Right.
And there's sometimes that includes our photographer. So
Yeah.
so like that's pretty impressive.
Like up here in Duluth, I'm getting like that bell box, that $5-6 bell box
Yep.
or whatever it is. And
I love that.
And I'm gonna be so unhappy by the time it's done because it's so much food. I can't even comprehend eating $40 worth of Taco Bell. Like,
That's literally 8 of those boxes.
dude's a wild man. I'll tell you, that dude's a wild man. We got one more food for thought question. What is your must stop or favorite food stop while on the road?
I mean, Cookout's a big one.
Gotta be Cookout. It's gotta be Cookout. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta be Cookout.
I've never been to a Cookout. I
That's a
just recently for the first time even heard about Cookout.
So you gotta like go. Like I'm telling you, like just go. The closest one to you, which I know is also the closest one to us, is in Kentucky. And the
Yeah.
reason that I know this is because I have literally driven 6.5 hours just to go there.
See, I've done that for In-N-Out. This like 6-hour drive for In-N-Out. But if I'm anywhere near Kentucky, I will stop at this. Have you been to a cookout before, Matt?
I've not.
Have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of Cookout. I watch a lot of food YouTube though. So
I do too.
The thing about Cookout is that, like, we're talking about, oh, Taco Bell is so cheap, it's great, whatever. Yeah, Taco Bell doesn't have shit on Cookout.
So
It is so much food for so
what
little
is-
money.
It's
so
insane.
for our listeners that don't know, what is a cookout? Like, what do they serve? What kind of food?
It's when a bunch of color folk get together in the backyard, and then y'all hang out and you cook some food, and that's what a cookout is.
Well,
For the restaurant.
I meant the restaurant. But I'm like, I think I've heard of a cookout. But thank you.
The restaurant, it's literally like just food that you would get at a cookout. It's like
Okay.
burgers. Well, I mean, they do have like corn dogs and like little quesadillas. Yo, they got this thing. It's a bacon wrap. It's like a flour tortilla with like 5 strips of bacon and some lettuce and some ranch dressing in it.
Hell, okay.
all right.
Oh,
all
and
right.
cheese and cheese.
I can fuck
And
with
it's like,
that.
you know what? This is gross, but it's so fucking good.
You know, there's so many different things that could like, there's one thing that comes to mind with like, it's so gross it's good, and Matt was here the last time I talked about it. But the tacos from
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box,
Hey,
they're so
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
yes.
They shouldn't be good, but they're so good.
If you ever get the urge for it and a Burger King by you still has tacos, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yes, right? Oh my
Man,
gosh,
I forgot about the Burger King.
I loved
tacos.
those Burger King tacos. Like those,
Yeah.
that was my jam. I like, they were like 50 cents.
Yep, you get 2 for $1. It's like a slice of American cheese in
Yeah.
this weird, almost stale tortilla.
Yep.
It's just
Love
something
it.
is so disgustingly charming about it.
They're what I always like tried to explain to people is they're like big mini tacos.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Oh
they
my
just
God,
taste-
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. They're just big mini tacos with like hot lettuce in it.
And grease dripping through the tortilla.
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right. Well,
Oh,
now,
real fast
yes.
about Cookout, they have like 40 milkshake flavors.
damn. That's
And-
crazy.
And I was gonna say the other attraction to Cookout is that they have a bunch of side items, like a ton of their menu is side items, and you get like a tray and you can pick multiple side items based on which tray you get. So you get to try like a little bit of everything from their menu whenever you order. That's kind of the main appeal, I think, aside from
awesome.
it being dirt cheap. Yeah.
They also make the food to order
Yeah.
every time.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
gotta
like,
I love me some fresh food, man.
yeah. So it's like it's good. It's always good.
Stale food's okay, but fresh food.
I mean,
That's what's up.
I can get down with some stale food, I guess, you know. You can nuke it up for me. That's cool, but fresh food, damn. You telling me I could get some fresh food in America?
Only a Cookout.
Only a cookout.
Can we get Cookout to sponsor this segment now?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
You should try and get Cookout to sponsor this episode and send us all a bunch of Cookout merch.
dude.
That'd be great.
That would be so good.
I'll email them. They won't email me back, but I'll try. I'll
Hey,
try.
Cookout is they're still like independently owned. They're like family owned and they're like not they're like small, kind of like In-N-Out. And they might get back to you. You never know.
Well, I'll
They're gonna-
try.
well-
I've had some like, now don't get me wrong, they almost always say no, but I've had a few different places like actually respond to me. So like, I'll take that. That's a win to me. If
We're gonna-
if you at least respond to me, I feel pretty good about that.
we're gonna email the Kentucky one. They're gonna say, "Oh, Brompton from Chicago. Oh yeah, comes here.
Oh!
Oh yeah."
That guy drove 6 hours to come here.
It's a damn good cookout experience too, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Matt, right after this when this is done, get on that email. We're gonna move on to our last segment. This is rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
Both feel free to answer. You're basically just gonna speak from the heart. You're gonna shoot from the hip. First thing that pops in your head, that's your answer. Just go for it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow?
Baja
Mellow
Blast.
Whoa, shit. Someone said Mellow Yellow?
I said mellow yellow.
Oh, man.
It's nostalgic for me, all right?
Who the fuck are you?
My grandparents used to keep it in the fridge. What do you want from me?
He's allowing ketchup on hot dogs, and now he's talking about mellow. Yeah.
Oh god, I gotta move out of Illinois.
Oh, my gosh. This is the part where I've been told just breaks up families. Horror or comedy movies?
Both.
Comedy.
Okay, that both is good answer. This isn't an either or, but this is just to see where you're at, I guess, in age. Do you still listen to radio stations?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do though. As you can.
The reason that I don't isn't because of like it's not like an age thing. I just fucking hate the radio. I hate commercials. I have the ability to not have to deal with it, so I don't. And then I want to listen to whatever I'm listening to on Spotify. That's not to say my Spotify is always on shuffle.
Okay, interesting.
So it's like a random assortment of things.
Yeah,
but it's a random assortment of things that I exclusively like.
I support that. So the only time I listen to the radio now is if I'm up early enough and I have to like drive my kids to school or something, and the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is on. I think that is just really funny for some reason. It's just like it's like a talk radio type show, and they're just funny, I think. But like that's really about it.
What station does that belong to? I've never heard of that.
He's from northern Minnesota. He just probably some dude.
I don't think it's from. It's not from northern Minnesota. Like I used to think Bob and Tom, the Bob and Tom show, was from up here because I just assumed like if you're on the radio up here, that is where you're from. But that's I guess not how it works. So I'm not sure where Free Beer and Hot Wings is from, and honestly, I'm so bad with like what radio station is what. I couldn't even tell you like what the station is. I just know it's the only station I leave it on in my car.
Yeah. That's fair.
If I press the radio button and whatever is on is that one.
That's fair.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Oh man.
Fuck, man.
That's kind of hard.
Oh, dude.
I might say Cartoon Network just because of Adult Swim.
Yeah.
It holds a lot of, it shaped my sense of humor, our whole like generation sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go with that.
But then I also go back. Like I'm probably gonna say Nickelodeon because Nicktoons.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of not child safe jokes in Rocket Power and Angry Beavers and Real Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those same jokes that I understood more in the Adult Swim shows were also in the Nicktoons shows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, like I mean, you had those like insane like Ren and Stimpy, all of those shows they were made for adults, for kids, they were made for the adults to have their kids watch. They could sit with them to watch it.
Right.
Yeah. And
Ren and Stimpy should have been on Adult Swim.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nowadays it would have been, but like
yeah, exactly.
the 90s and early 2000s, shit was wild, man. It was a wild west for cartoons. It was great. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it. And look how well I turned out, you know? Thin crust or regular crust pizza?
I
I'm
guess
more
thin
partial
crust.
to regular crust.
I think thin crust because it's the closest to like our tavern cut
Yeah.
that I love. But I mean, I don't like. I love pizza in New York. Like I love just some regular, New York hand tossed pizza. Like that shit slaps. So
I always forget what that place is called across from Knitting Factory until we see it. Is it
Ro-
Rosa's?
Rosas, yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. Man, that place is so fucking good.
I know it's so good. It's so good.
I'm just I would say like I'm kind of the same way, like when it comes to pizza, like a good like brick oven type, tavern style crust. But realistically, man, I'll just take a pizza. Like if you're
Yep,
gonna
I
throw
just like
pizza in
pizza.
my face,
You know what?
I love
I
it.
I like Little Caesars. Let me get a hot and ready, man.
Oh,
It's fucking.
Oh, 100%.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm cool with it.
I love their like I love their bread too. Like the crazy bread. It's like
Yeah.
there's no one else makes bread like that. I don't even know how you make that bread because
I
it's
feel like it's just severely undercooked and over seasoned.
but it's so good.
it's
Undercooked
fantastic.
and super over seasoned, you know?
Yes, and I love it.
Ugh.
Absolutely. Matt, pizza thoughts.
Ooh. I'm kind of like I hate to like sound like a broken record, but I'm pretty much the same way. I mean, I love me my New York pizza though. It's a New York style, like a big,
New York style's good stuff.
big piece of pizza that I can fold in half. That's where it's at for me.
Absolutely. Okay, we got 2 rapid fire questions left, and all of these are brand new because you guys are episode 1, season 3. So all this is new. So you're gonna be the first ones answering these. This one's also a tough one. All right, Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid?
Lindsay Lohan.
Wasn't hard for Brompton.
It's not hard.
I think Lindsay Lohan.
Absolutely, Mean Girls all day.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly it.
All day.
And Freaky Friday.
I was just watching Freaky Friday before this interview, actually.
Random side things here. Does any of you seen that they are discussing a Freaky Friday 2 with
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan
And Jamie Lee
and
Curtis.
Jamie Lee?
I hope it happens.
Me too.
I hope it happens.
100%. I also I don't even care who knows, but on Netflix, Lindsay Lohan just put out a new Christmas movie and it looks great. She looks adorable. She looks back to her old self, and I am excited to watch it.
Well, I mean, now I got to check it out. I'll check it.
Yeah.
No, my wife showed it to me, and I was like, "Is that Lindsay Lohan? Like the real Lindsay Lohan, not this like fabrication of the last like 10 years? Is this Lindsay Lohan?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This looks fucking awesome. I gotta
Nice.
watch this."
Nice.
It's good. So check that out. I'm pretty sure it's Netflix. Last one. Newfound Glory or All Time Low?
Well, we can't. Nobody can say all time low.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking just Newfound Glory. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
it
it's
is.
not even
The answer is Newfound Glory, regardless. But like,
yeah.
is this a trap?
Yeah. Were we brought here for some other reason?
Maybe. But I needed to test you because Newfound Glory is the correct answer.
Yeah, I feel like
absolutely.
if we didn't say them, they wouldn't let us play shows with them anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't thinking of that at all. I was just thinking that Newfound Glory is the obvious right answer.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, we do have one more question, Matt. I missed it. It went on to page 2.
Hardest one.
We'll see if it's the hardest one. Okay, this one's not multiple choice. This one's testing your jingles skills. Can either of you sing to us the O'Reilly Auto Parts jingle?
O'Reilly's Auto
Auto
Parts.
parts.
Wow, there you go. You got last season we did bagel bites, and that was very hit or miss, and mostly misses. But
I would not have gotten that one.
Did we get any hits?
oh yeah, we had some people, but more often than not, it was one of those that I had to sing to people, and then they went, "Oh, I remember that." So,
I mean,
but
like,
that's okay.
was it pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening,
There-
pizza at supper time? When pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
Damn
Oh my
right.
god.
Look at you,
Look at him go.
dude. I'm so pumped. You get double jelly beans.
Well, the next one's not free, so
Well, that's good because that's it. You did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your guys' chance to let everybody know what you got going on, where they could find you. What's next?
Blake normally does these.
Yeah, true. Take it away, bro.
Find us on MySpace, Live Journal.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Whatever.
how great would it be if you still had those just going strong though?
Oh, we've talked about it. Just like any of them that are still operational sites, we should just make profiles just because.
Tumblr, let's get on that.
Oh yeah, Tumblr's back now. I
Tumblr's still
guess.
around, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're on all the regular socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I think those are all the important ones. You can find our music literally on any streaming website, YouTube. Make sure you listen to Imposter Syndrome. Wow, I almost said Pulling Focus. I'm so
Well, you
used
should
to
listen to
doing
that
press.
too, though.
I'm
Listen
so
to that
used to
too.
doing press for Pulling Focus. I almost said no, but I am really excited that Imposter Syndrome is finally out. So everybody,
yeah.
please, if you have 30 minutes to in order and all the way through.
Yes,
We need
listen
your
to the whole
streams.
thing. You're cutting out, so I was just connecting the dots there. Listen, start to finish. It's a banger all the way through.
We need your streams so that Pure
Yes,
Noise doesn't hate
please.
us.
Please.
Well, it looks like the response has been really good so far. When I was even just listen, you got my streams today. I listened to probably your whole catalog today.
Got
So
mine too.
Awesome.
Gave you
there
those,
you go.
those $1 maybe combined.
Ooh, yeah, you probably
Yeah.
made at least $1 off of us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get
Okay.
that money. Get that money.
That cookout's coming.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks again for hanging out with us, guys. It's been a ton of fun. Matt, thanks for joining me on the start of our season 3 journey. This has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry, and we'll see y'all next Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind the scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.